Welcome everyone. The topic for the day is occupational safety and health. We will be talking about the risk assessment of the OSH part, nothing else around it. So we'll talk about the JHA standard or job hazard analysis that provides under occupational safety and hazard analysis guideline. So we'll talk about it. There are no specificity as such, but probably we'll have the guidelines followed by OSHA. The occupational safety and hazard analysis inspector might review the hazard program from time to time. Remember, JHA is always and also known as job safety analysis. I say job hazard analysis. Some of us might say it as a job safety analysis. So let us understand what exactly it is all about it. So remember, JSA is also known as JSA or AHA. So it the way you want to go around it. So job safety analysis, activity hazard analysis, or job hazard analysis, one and the same thing is what we are looking at it. Yes, we first identify the hazard, we then probably determine what are the potential hazard, and thereafter take corrective decisions or action only with an object of eliminating the hazard altogether, absolutely making it very employee friendly or staff friendly, and the shop area, the facility area becomes accident free. What benefits job hazard analysis? It improves safety performance. It enthuse confidence among the employees to work for an organization. It reduces absenteeism. People are eager to come to the job because they feel safe, they feel secure. That means it increased productivity. Why about increased productivity? We're looking into it. A happy employee will lead to improved morale. Improved morale will lead percolate the same energy among to this own client or customer. This is what we are looking at for us occupational safety and hazard analysis compliance concern. So, how a process selected for job hazard analysis? The question remains out here. Look at the manufacturing of the steel photographs that I've already stuck in front of you. The temperature, high mishaps, injuries, illness rate are there to happen, waiting to happen. Look at the temperature difference out here. It is approximately 2000 or 3000 degrees centigrade, and the person standing in front of it. This is a hazardous place altogether in the first place. There are always frequent near misses. The accidents are only being missed out, or people are just getting into the safety environment by a whisker altogether. So what we should be looking into to install a procedure, install a process, and probably look for equipment changes or or any other process that we look out here, any other process we are looking at it. So, who is involved in designing the job hazard analysis process or job safety analysis, the way you want to nomenclate it? First and foremost thing is the safety personnel. Look at the photographs. This is a safety goggles. This wonderful lady is wearing around it. We are talking about the departmental manager, the supervisor, the people at the higher echelon in the organization. They should be involved in job safety analysis or job hazard analysis, as the case might be talking about it. It is again to the depends upon the employee. Remember the photograph that I showed about the steel smeltering shop floor, the workshop area, the person who is actually manning the area altogether, the employee who performed the process, they should be eagerly and evidently involved because it is with them who are at the focal point of concern. The design engineers, definitely, yes, we are looking at the design engineers from time to time who is looking to fill in the hazard analysis or job safety analysis process in place. We are looking not only the design engineers, but they has to be done or been worked along with the maintenance person. The maintenance person is the only person who will be there all round the year, and probably not only during the part of the installation but for the part of the maintenance, preventive or corrective action that needs to be taken care for. So these are the people who should be involved in job hazard analysis or job analysis, as the case might be. So let us understand how they have been identified, the hazard has been identified. First and foremost thing, a small observation with your naked eye, even a layman person can tell you which are the safe areas and which are not so safe areas. So it's a general inspection that can take place. Then we can obviously take in the help of an expert. Look what we are taking around the expert coming into the play. They are going to tell what might go wrong, what if there are changes in the parameters. Then definitely yes, the walk around inspection will give you a feel of the thing. If the person is competent, if the person is well experienced, he or she would be able to determine the plausible accident prone areas or hazardous stuff that might be lying around, incidents that are waiting to happen. We might go for a safety inspection wherein all materials, all equipment involved in the production might be investigated, might be audited. So this is occupational safety hazard analysis inspection guideline. First, list the department and the operations that are involved in the production. So which all department, which all personnel are involved in during the operation about it. Then we list out what are the activities that have been carried out. This is very pertinent thing that needs to be done, because at the end of the day, these small minor changes in the activities only backfire and leads to a consequential incidents and events. Assign inspection dates, assign inspection duties, to whom, to what. Be very specific, be clear with your instruction in black and white. Determine the sequence of activities and the route which needs to be followed around it. All checks and balances has to be there. All data sheet has to be complied with, and that is what we are looking into it. Identifying follow-up responsibilities time and again, as on when on basis the OSHA inspection need to be gathered around. So, what is the function of area hazard checklist? Now, let us talk about the checklist. First, the functions is all about the equipment. We need to look into the equipment, whether the equipment is functioning optimally, whether it is consuming the raw materials as being prescribed, whether the output which has been desired from the machine is being provided by the machine thereby. So we need to tell it out. Then we talk about the procedures. You see, there's a batch production that going around. It's a line manufacturing process that has been done. It's a procedure that we need to adhere to it, and it is being run away around here. And then thereof, definitely is the personnel. Are they well trained? Of the employees who are working for the organization, are how well trained are they, and how are they proficient in with their work. So elements that needs to be analyzed is the preparation part, the startup part, the operation or the during the process part. Remember, it is the mise a plau or the preparation. The startup is the beginning of the part. Well begun is half done. The proverb almost everybody have heard about it. And last but not the least will be all's well that ends well. It's the shutdown part. And remember, during the shutdown, most of the organization forget or overlook the housekeeping aspect. This needs to be done clearly. Things needs to be stacked and identified as per the labels and kept in proper places altogether. We'll talk about the maintenance part. Definitely, yes, on a regular basis at the beginning of the shift, at the end of the shift, things needs to be notified. At least log notes has to be kept around it. If things have gone, we can come up with valid explanation. So, job hazard analysis look at the workplace as a whole. We need to understand this is what is happening around it. Workplace as a whole, in the sense, it is not a single identity, it is not an island in itself. So, we need to understand who is working around it. We who perform the JHA, the job hazard analysis, what standards are required to be adhered to. We are talking about the routine safety inspection provides valuable information for JHS all the time, every time that is there in places. So we are providing you everything out there. Only safety persons are involved in job hazard analysis or job safety persons. Yes, definitely. You need to ask about it. How many of them are true and how many of them are false? I don't think this the safety personnel should only be involved. Everybody from the maintenance engineer to the inspection to the supervisor to the employees, everybody too needs to be taken care of. Remember the things that needs to be clearly understood. I hope with this we need to understand what is job hazard analysis or job safety analysis means. Everything that needs to be understood by all of you after watching this particular video. You should be able to understand. Tell me what GHA means. What is the objective of job hazard analysis or job safety analysis? The benefit of conducting means least amount of accident is highest amount of happy employees, productivity improves, morale improves, how processes have been selected, who participate, right from all the stakeholders that I've said about the installation engineers, the supervisor, the managers, the employers, the employees, so on and so forth. In terms of maintenance engineers, inspections to identify the hazard needs to be told time and again. Believe me or not, this takes away half of your problem, the ways towards your solution. So what are the steps of JSA or JSA, the way you want to go around it? First and foremost thing, start breaking up the process altogether. We need to start breaking about it. Then probably categorize the hazardous material into different qualities altogether, identify the hazard, and then probably rank them, all of them. We need to rank it out, determine the safe procedures and protective measures. Revising the job hazard analysis has been concerned. Here we need to understand what has been in place. So we must go for the breakdown of the process. We must identify the hazard. We must evaluate the hazard and determine the safe procedures and measures to revise the job safety. I still remember. I still recollect. First, list out each order of your task. Describe each of your action. Consider those conditions under which actions have been undertaken. Think about the issues. We identify the step number two, which creates an impact. The penetration out there. Look at the impact, the penetration, and the snapshot that has been mentioned in front of you. Being caught between the point is another point that needs to be remembered. Harmful airborne contaminants is the respiratory hazard that is often overlooked. Now, this is a health hazard which actually has minimal invasive understanding, but over a period of long exposure, long time exposure, things get very bad in terms of the health of the person or the employees is concerned. This is what we need to look into it. Repetitive motion, awkward posture, your ergonomics, the synchronity between the man and the machine needs to be understood and synchronized all together, and filter out the noises. Many a time machines are very noisy. Believe me or not, people might not understand, but it has small marginal losses of as the auditory function of the person is involved. And in a matter of time, over a period of long exposure, the people are prone to get partially deaf altogether. Here we are talking about the safety, the injury, health, seriousness, and talking about the slippery and the wet from flows that goes around it, or probably frosty floor. We move to the engineering and administrative control effect. Now, this is where we need to understand as to what equipment are we dealing with it. Is it the personal protective equipment being utilized optimally? Are we using it as on when on required, or we are abusing it in the sense using the same PPE kit which might lose its effectiveness over a continuous usage? Safety training, is there sufficient among awareness being created among the staff? Now, these are the things that needs to be talking about it. Our protective measures are adequate, whether safety glasses are there, whether boots have been given out, whether helmets have been gone around, whether protective equipment. Step number four is determining the safe procedures and protection. What are they? Performing the process differently, reconfiguring the work area, making it worker friendly, making it much more safe, making it hazard proof altogether workstation, substitute less hazardous material with friendlier materials and chemicals that we are looking into it. Change from manual, if required, go for an automatic transitions, as this will limit the exposures to or detrimental to the human lives altogether. Insulating and cleaning to be done on a regular basis. The step number four becomes very easy, and if you follow it word by word, alphabet by alphabet, to the dictum and the spirit that has been mentioned around it, I am sure the accident incident would be reduced not only marginally but by leaps and. So add improved change safety training that goes around here. Safety tools or equipments, definitely yes. Change or add personal protective equipment. This is what we are looking at it. We need to keep up with the personal protective equipment. If we are reusing it for a longer period of time, it might lose its effectiveness altogether. So this needs to be changed on and when on basis, and there are set parameters that have been given around it. Definitely perform certain tasks as less as possible and avoid doing it on a basis. So let us have a revisions on the JSA. When a mishap or an injury occurs, what needs to be done after a near miss? What has to be expected upon? When the process changes, training has to be given. Following an employee safety complaints is to be taken very seriously. If the equipment is damaged, preventive maintenance has to take place around it. Per schedule review and surprise review, if possible, should be taken often as possible. Talking about the control method hierarchy, we are talking about the engineering control, the administrative control, and the personal protective equipment control or PPA control. Again, remember proper control, regular control, surprise control will keep everyone in toes, including the machines. When I say everyone, not only the human beings, the staff, the employees, I'm talking about the machine, the resource material, and things like that. So I hope you understand the steps as to why do we break down the process for job hazard analysis or job safety analysis, how to identify the hazard we spoken around it, how to evaluate the hazards about what can be done, how to determine the safe procedures, safe protection that needs to be taken, and what is the importance of having a job hazard analysis which needs to be revised time to time every now. Let us come to the fact end of the presentation, which tells you remember job safety analysis or job hazard analysis are essential part of any effective safety protocol. You should be familiar with job hazard analysis. You, when I say you, it is each and every employee that is working in a hazardous environment. In fact, it is up to the employer to sensitize all the employees working in a responsible fashion. Your participation in job hazard analysis process is of upteenth importance. Thank you for watching this particular video.